It's been more than 27 hours and police in Aurora are still searching for a man who shot and killed 4 people in an ambush.
Yeah, a family member tells us the man broke into their home and was waiting with a gun. Darius Johnson joins us now live from outside the Aurora Police Department with what we know this morning. Darius, good morning.
Hey there, good morning, Jordan and Corey. I can tell you so far, since they've been searching over the last 28 hours or so, they've been able to locate the suspect's vehicle. They've also searched a home believed to be his as well. However, since the shooting took place around 2 o'clock early Sunday morning, they have not been able to locate this suspect. Go ahead and take a look at him on your screen. This is 21-year-old Joseph Castorona. He's 5'4" with a lion tattoo on the left side of his neck, and police do consider him to be armed and dangerous. They say last week a restraining order was issued for the suspect to stay away from the home on Geneva Street, as well as his domestic partner. It was early Sunday morning, just after 2 a.m., when his domestic partner called police to the home. When police arrived, they found 1 woman and 3 men dead. His domestic partner survived, as well as 2 small children. We had a chance to speak to a family member who says the suspect was waiting for them inside the home to return from a party.
They never thought he was going to be inside the house. So when they went inside the house, everybody, that's when he came out and he shot Jesus, Mariana, and Ken. And then that's when the RV rental guy came out and he shot him there too.
Now take another look at your screen right now. You should be taking another look at the suspect, 21-year-old Joseph Castorona. Right now, police say that he has a lion tattoo on the side of his neck. They do believe he is armed and dangerous, and they are asking you to call 911 immediately if you see him. At this point in time, we have yet to receive another update from police since the one around 8 a.m. yesterday morning. We do have calls and questions into Aurora Police to figure out if there will be another update as the day moves forward. Right now, we're live outside the Aurora Police headquarters. I'm Darius Johnson for 9 News Mornings.
Darius, thank you so much. Right now, we are 8 days out from midterm elections, and with critical battles, rhetoric has been building up for months now. And a brutal attack of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband is leading to calls for a change in tone. NBC's Drew Petromalix has more.
After an attack on the family of a top Democratic Party leader, politicians from both sides of the aisle are taking to the airwaves to condemn the violence.
Well, we've got to figure out how to bring our country back together where we have a civil conversation and, we have no violence. I mean, what happened to Paul Pelosi is despicable. It's unacceptable.
I think it is really important that people realize that it is not just this moment of this horrific attack, but that we have seen violence perpetrated throughout our political system.
The suspect in the attack, 42-year-old David DePape, due in court today, set to face charges that include attempted murder. Police say he broke into the San Francisco home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and attacked her husband, Paul. New details in the investigation revealing zip ties were found in the Pelosi home as officials interview the suspect and review his online activity.
So this guy is sort of the picture of radicalization on the internet. 15 years ago, in 2007, he was posting pretty standard anti-war left-wing viewpoints. Then there's a 15-year gap on his blog. And in 2022, he's posting QAnon and Pizzagate.
As heated midterm battles continue across the country, a renewed focus on political violence. U.S. Capitol Police say threats against members of Congress more than doubled in the past 5 years.
We have to do something about this amplification of this election-denying hate speech that we see on the internet.
It's disgusting. This violence is horrible.
As Congress considers new measures to protect elected officials. Drew Petromo, NBC News, Washington.
Mr. Pelosi does remain in the hospital this morning. In a letter to colleagues over the weekend, the speaker said the family was traumatized, but that his condition continues to improve. A reminder, today is your last day to mail in your November ballots. After today, you will need to drop it in a drop box. Right now, we have a full guide on where you can find those online. You can also find more on registering to vote and look up issues on this year's ballot. You can also find where you can go to vote right now on our website, 9news.com.
A birth center in Thornton is closing this week, frustrating families and providers who say they are closing a community hub that give people more options for delivery. Seasons Midwifery and Birth Center is closing on Friday. New ownership is planning to shut them down for not making enough profit. Narisa Wilburn says Seasons respected her wishes when she delivered her 3rd child with them, something she says other families will miss out on.
And they understand the mortality rate too of women of color, and that I could see that care that they have come through how they worked with us.
According to the CDC, mortality rates can be almost 3 times higher for women of color. That's why many turn to non-traditional methods like Seasons, hoping for better outcomes. The community is trying to keep this center open with hopes to transform it into a nonprofit midwifery center. What that will look like is still up in the air, with an official closing date set for this Friday. Happening later this week, the superintendent of Colorado's largest school district will present his plan to close 10 schools. Superintendent Alex Marrero will talk with the Denver Public Schools Board about the closure plan announced last week. According to enrollment data from the state education department, most of the schools in that closure list serve a majority of students that are Black and Hispanic. 90's reporter Luis De Leon walks us through some of those concerns that parents have.
Education in Denver?
I do.
Spans generations for Milo Marquez.
My grandfather attended DPS. Both of my parents met at East High School.
A DPS alum and parent himself, he chairs the Latino Education Coalition.
Advocating for our student population, for our Latino student population.
Which is why, when the list of the 10 schools proposed for closure and consolidation was released this week by the district.
So yes, we were kind of caught off guard a little.
Enrollment data from the state shows that most of the schools on the list serve mostly students of color, many Hispanic and Latino students. And while many of the schools that the students would go to also serve a large minority population, Marquez believes the impacts extend outside of the classroom.
Our families rely on these schools for food and for sometimes shelter during the day and for child care during the day.
Another concern, a new and in some cases longer commute.
And if these families are walking to school, it makes it very difficult. For a lot of marginalized communities who rely on public transportation because they don't have a car at home, an extra mile is a long distance.
Marquez believes gentrification plays a big role in declining enrollment, but also says parents and staff simply need more time to understand the impacts.
The communities need to come together. We need more time to really dig into this and figure out what kind of solutions we can come up with.
The DPS superintendent, factors like declining birth rates and gentrification also played a role in low enrollment. So here's the timeline. The superintendent will present the plan on Thursday. Then parents can share their thoughts at a school board meeting on November 14th. The board will vote a few days later.